Welcome to Beyond the Chutes is presented by ParaSight Systems. I'm your host, Doug Simcox, and I'm here today with my co-host, Mr. Sam Swearigan, and we both hope that you're having a great day, staying safe and staying warm. And today, Sam and I are recording at the Rawhide Ranch, BTC Studios North, up here in Brevard, New York. We are on the road again. Sam and I have been busy. You know, in September, we were in St. Tite, Quebec, up to that great rodeo. And we're here now in Brevard, New York, upstate New York, also the home of the 2022 PBR bull riding champion, Dalen Swearingen. We're actually sitting exactly where he is at. How many meals has he had, Sam, at this table?
Quite a few.
Quite a few. Okay.
A few beef been slaughtered for his benefit.
For his benefit. And that's the reason, Raised on Beef is the reason that he is the 2022 PBR World Champion.
That's what's for dinner.
That's good. And today we have got some great friends sitting at the table. I met this first young lady that's going to introduce herself here in just a moment. I met her in 1999 at the Attica Rodeo, and I get introduced to her because, number one, she's Gene and Becky's daughter, carrying the flag, the American flag, during the opening. So I had to have her name, right? Melanie Rautenstrauch-Domes. Welcome. Did I say it right? Go ahead and do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome to the table. This is going to be a lot of fun today. And her son,
Logan Domes.
Logan Domes, he's with us, and he's a freshman in high school, by the way. And to my left is Miss
Carlene Domes.
Carlene. And Carlene, you are a junior.
Yes, sir.
And you're a cowgirl. Can I say that?
Yes.
I can say that. We're going to get to what you've been about, okay?
Okay.
And we know you guys have been going down the road. Next generation. This is third generation stuff we're talking right here. Because, of course, Gene and Becky, Melanie's parents, part of the Attica Rodeo forever. I think long enough that I could say, Melanie, you were born and raised. How old were you when you went to the rodeo? Not when you remember.
I know. We bought horses on my 8th birthday.
Okay.
And that's when we joined the rodeo.
Okay. So joined the rodeo. So that would have been roughly... And I do this for the listeners so they can do the math
86?
And figure out how old you are right now.
I know.
So growing up around the rodeo, what memories come up for you? What do you think about when you hear about the rodeo?
So many. I could remember we started cattle penning there. And this was when team penning was brand new. And we bought a handful of steers and we named them. That's how young we were. I could remember some of them, their names were Taffy.
Your parents bought your own...
The rodeo club did.
Oh, the rodeo club
Yes,
did. I was going to
yes.
say, because you lived in town. Where are you going to...
We lived a little bit out of town, correct, but we didn't have the cows.
And you had horses at the house?
We did have our horses.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
Team penning, 1986.
I know. It was new. It was a newer event at that time.
Yeah.
So we named the steers. I remember one was Taffy, and there would be a handful of us: Vic Morelli, Dave Wheeler, Sandy, Dad, and we would sit in the roping pens, and we would call out the name of one of the steers. We would run down. At the time, it was only one steer that you had to get, and bring them back. We didn't have a time limit. We just yelled names out. There was no announcing. We just did it for fun, and that's really where it all started. But I could remember having birthday parties there.
At the arena?
At the arena.
So,
my friends would come, and we would celebrate birthdays together because it was rodeo family there as well.
Oh, my goodness. And your birthday was during the rodeo weekend? No.
In the fall, in October.
Oh, my goodness. Mm-hmm. But they would have, well, why not? They can seat 3,500 people. Did you have all your friends, all 3,500 would come for your birthday?
I think it was 3,600.
Wow.
So did they just run in the arena and play like little kids in the dirt and have a fantastic...
Absolutely.
Wonderful.
We would play volleyball. Sometimes we'd have our horses, and I could remember playing games with the horses where we would play tag, and we would hang off the side of the horses.
Wow, I thought it was run over the neighbor kid.
Yes, that too.
That happened probably, didn't it?
Yeah. Oh, yes, especially when we'd get a little crazy with taking the headstalls off or running on the side. So those were some of the memories I had. Friday nights then became team penning, and we would stay there until I could remember 2 or 3 in the morning. And being little, I would lay across the top of the pop cans and fall asleep because my parents would stay there talking until wee hours of the night.
In the food stand.
In the food stand, yes. And this was every Friday night from May until October.
Yeah.
That's what we did.
Yeah.
I think her father was related to my father-in-law.
Oh, is that right?
Those kids grew up the same.
Okay.
They stayed and talked, and till
Had
the
a great time.
kids laid down and went to sleep.
And what's so interesting, picking up on this exactly, what's so incredibly interesting when we think of the Attica Rodeo, everybody thinks, 5 big performances in August and the rodeo's over, everybody goes home. And what I'm picking up is, not only from our conversation here today, but from other conversations we've had, that this is a big family and super social. And how much work everybody did, not only for the Friday night team pennants and the horse shows, right? And one a month, if I'm not mistaken, horse shows?
Yes.
Through the summer, starting in May and run all the way through October, I believe. Thursday night barrel racing every Thursday night.
Yes.
And the kids here are part of that. We're going to talk to them just a little bit about that. But that's what I come away with is, we're a committee about putting on rodeos, giving back to the community. A lot of money has come out of that rodeo back to the communities, charitable donations. But just the relationships and the sense of family and sense of belonging.
Absolutely. We've been to other members' weddings. We've been there for the good times. We've been there, unfortunately, for the sad times of when we've lost, members, Dean Wright, and so many of the other gentlemen and ladies that have passed before us. But it's that sense of family. We've always said just recently that we have 2 families, the family that we were born in and then our rodeo family. Yep. And it's so true.
Yep, absolutely. One of the family members, and I'd like you to speak to him, about him, was your rodeo announcer, John Downey.
Oh, brings tears to my eyes.
Please share.
He was the definition of a gentleman. Growing up, he just was that cowboy that you always looked up to, that put forth the effort. He was always top notch of what he did, how he dressed, how he spoke. We had gone out to visit him and stay with him out in Colorado Springs, and the stories he would tell and just his voice. He was a very touching, wonderful man, and the memorabilia that he had in his barn, and how much he took pride in the rodeo and the people that were there and the connections that he made. He was a wonderful man. Yes.
Yeah, well said. Gentleman, perfect word. Perfect word. Some of my fondest memories of announcing, right, was with John. I've got 2 great pictures in my office. One, if you're on a Zoom call with me, it's right over my left shoulder, and it's a portrait of John. Okay. Mm-hmm. Wonderful picture. And then a picture that was taken during the 50th anniversary.
Next to the pens. I think I do remember that one.
And Brody Wheeler took the picture. My favorite picture of all time. And John, we got Sam on one end and we got John on the other end, right? And the legacy and the experiences that he had. And I know our listeners are hearing this story again, but the rodeo was so incredibly important to him. He missed his daughter's wedding.
Yes.
Yeah.
It
it was touching to hear
Yeah.
that story.
Yeah. And he was there 25 plus years, I believe.
Absolutely. And he always had said, when I make a promise, I'm going to follow through with it. And I do believe that is one thing that he truly stood by, was when he makes a promise.
Yeah, yeah. One of my favorite sayings that he had was, the best thing for the inside of a young person is the outside of a horse. He would say that during the rodeo, and I'm like, my goodness, well said. Well said. And you guys are all proving that. You've got horses, and right? And relationships, our rodeo family extends to these animals, right? And,
Absolutely.
And so let's talk a little bit about growing up. Did you have jobs at the rodeo besides carrying the American flag? Did you have a job?
Yes. There was a job there all the time before rodeo even started. I could remember one summer we had, it may have been 2000 or 99, when we had a severe flood come through and wipe out a lot of the arena and the ground. And so our jobs were to be there every night preparing for that rodeo. Hard labor, scrubbing things down and shoveling things. And then during the rodeo time, I could remember standing with my mom and Sandy Wheeler at the back gate. And our job was to check everyone to make sure they had their tickets and their stamps. And when I was a young teenager, I always thought, well, maybe I'll find my cowboy here walking in and out of this back gate. We would also work selling drinks. You know, that was...
And in the food stand.
In the food stand.
Okay.
Oh, many hours in the food stand.
Yeah.
You know, making the roast beef sandwiches and those salt potatoes that everybody just loves to have. We would also do the popcorn stand, sell the popcorn.
Okay.
And then my most recent was selling 50-50 tickets.
Okay.
And getting out into the crowd and working the crowd and competing to see who could sell the most. And then I could remember donating a lot of our portions to families that needed it, and you know, someone who had just lost a house for a fire, and different stories that we would hear. So those were a lot of the jobs that we had.
Yeah. And I know a lot of money was given back to the community for a lot of different causes, right? Do you have any idea how many dollars over the years, you know?
I couldn't even come up with a number to even think how much we gave away, but I know thousands of dollars
every bit of
a
that.
weekend that we would have.
Yeah. And you know, we talk about how the rodeo got started. Of course, the young men in the white T-shirts, right? I remember John Downen talking about that. And just what I picked up from these conversations has been just the love of the sport and the love of the relationships. And you talk about the rodeo family. So the family continues to grow, right? When I first met you, it was you were going to college at Geneseo, right?
Right down the road.
And then a few years later, around come this guy, right? This young man. And what I remember was he was a lumberman. He was into timber, and I'm like, that's cool. Okay? And he had a machine that I remember that he could, it was like a backhoe, and he'd go out and he'd just grab a hold of this tree, cut it off, and where do you mean to put it? It's amazing.
Place it where he wanted it.
Place it where he wanted it. Shannon, of course, we're talking about. And he's been a big supporter of yours all the way through.
He has been moral support, family support, financial support. He's wonderful at giving the kids their dream.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about that dream. Carlene, tell us, you're a junior in high school.
Yes.
And competing in high school rodeo?
Yes.
And what events are you competing in?
I do barrel racing and breakaway roping at the moment, but I also do team roping.
You do team roping as well?
Yes.
Header or heeler?
Header.
Header. Mm-hmm. You thought about heeling?
No, not really. I love heading so much.
Okay.
I don't want her to lose a finger.
Oh, okay. Well, there is that. And breakaway.
Yes.
So how long have you been doing breakaway? So for a
I wanna
while.
say 3 years.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. And what's your best run so far? Time.
I want to say. No, I think it was like a 2-2 maybe.
2-2.
Yes.
2-2.
Yeah.
I'll be darned. And almost break the barrier when you're doing 2-2s? Pushing it, bending it, don't break it, all that?
Maybe just a little.
Maybe just a little?
Yeah.
And this sport is coming on. Pro
Yes.
Rodeo. I mean, right now in Las Vegas, they've got the breakaway roping championships, right? Going on. I love it. I love to see it. It's so great. And the International Professional Rodeo Association, we're going to the IFR here in January. They've got it there too. So great sport. And you couple that with the team roping. We need more women in team roping, right?
Yes.
So stay with that. Tell us about your breakaway horse. Is calf roping horse?
So I'm just finishing him right now. We bought him in July from Jeff Sawyer. And so he started him on it, and we've just been trying to finish him. So we're going to make him into a calf horse, yes, but right now just breakaway.
Just breakaway.
Yes.
How old?
He's 9.
9. So into the good years.
Yep.
Absolutely. And then team roping horse. Different team roping horse?
So my team roping horse just passed away a couple months ago.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So I have not had one to be able to do this year yet.
Okay.
But we're working on that.
And when did the season start? High school season start?
September.
September.
Yes.
New season, so it'll run now through June?
May.
May.
Yes.
Okay.
And then our finals will be in July.
And finals, national finals?
Yes.
Okay, and you're part of the Pennsylvania High School Rodeo Association?
Yes, sir.
And does it have it has state finals?
Yes.
And they're in
Memorial Day weekend.
Memorial Day weekend
Yes.
in Benton?
No, normally it's in Fredonia, Pennsylvania.
Fredonia.
Yes.
Okay, Sundance Arena down
Yes.
there. Okay, excellent. And you qualified last year to the state finals.
Yes.
Yeah. And did you advance to nationals?
No, I was not able to.
Okay. That the goal this year?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So tell us about your barrel horse.
I got her in New Jersey, and she's been doing great. We had a minor setback, and it did hold us back for a couple months. She lost about half her foot. She was quite lame, yeah. So
what happened?
The shoe, when the shoe broke off.
Okay, took a chunk of the foot with.
her.
Okay, chunk of the hoof. Okay.
Yep. So we're still in the process of growing that back, but she is starting to come back
Okay.
in our runs.
Okay, good. Excellent. And your favorite event of all time right now?
Breakaway roping.
So
Absolutely.
you practice every day?
Yes.
You do?
Yep.
How do you practice?
We go over to Tim Buckemeyer's,
Okay.
and we rope down there almost every day.
Almost every day.
Yes.
And how far is that from the house?
11 minutes.
And 11 minutes.
11 minutes.
Not 10 minutes.
Nope, 11.
Not 15. And are you driving over there by yourself?
Nope, I just got my permit in October, so
My
hopefully
goodness.
soon.
Just so you know, if mom's driving in 11 minutes, you can probably do it in 9.
Absolutely.
Okay, yeah.
At least try.
At
Yeah.
least try.
Yeah, at least try.
Yeah.
Give it a college go.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's a
That's
little farther. And I had to drive my boys over there a little bit further than you do. So
Yeah.
I'm jealous.
We were just talking about that on the way over. They drove this far over to Tim's?
Almost every day.
Almost every day.
And to wrestling also in Attica.
In
So,
Attica. Yeah, that's right.
Every day to school. And
Yeah, yeah. So when do you get over there and he's got an indoor arena?
Yes.
So what's a day look like in practice there?
Yep, so we normally get there and we'll saddle up our horses, visit with him for a little bit, and then we'll warm up for about, I want to say 20 minutes, and then get the calves out. We might pen rope a little bit, and then we'll bring them up to the chutes and run a couple.
Okay. And what are the things right now today he said go home and work on this or get this in your mind or whatever it might be?
Right now I'm just really focusing on my horse, so just trying to figure out, how to put him in the ground and keep my left hand where it needs to be and not override him, but still keep him in the package.
What does it mean put him in the ground?
By keeping my hand down low so I don't pick him up. I had a habit of picking him up and then his front end would come up and we'd kind of like hobble stopping, I guess is the way to put it.
Okay.
And just keeping my hand down low and where it needs to be so that he can drag his butt.
And in breakaway roping for our listeners, You put a calf in. We've got the barrier, the strong cross.
Yes.
We talked about that, which is meant to give the steer or the calf the head start. You practice with a barrier?
Yes.
Okay, so practice perfect.
Yep.
Back in the box, you rope with your
Right hand.
right hand.
Absolutely.
So reins in your left, pig and string in your teeth.
Yeah, sometimes.
Do you break away? I think you ought to start doing that. I think you might start a trend.
Yeah,
Just to have it. You're not going to use it. It just would be
just
a cool
for the
look.
looks.
for the
Yeah.
looks.
It would be a cool look. I
For the
guarantee
picture,
you,
absolutely.
you'd be in a picture. You would be.
Oh
for
yeah.
sure. All right. So you're back in the box.
Yep.
And when the calf is ready, how do you know when the calf is ready?
I make sure the head is in the front of the box, and
Okay.
then sometimes I'll have a pusher.
Okay.
Which hopefully is my brother that day.
So Logan, you get in the chute.
Yes, sir.
Can be kind of messy on occasion.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah. So watch where you place your hands, right? And all that sort of thing. So he'll push them for you.
Yep.
And then when you see certain things happen, time to go.
Yes.
And that's what's called the horse scoring.
Yep.
Explain what that is exactly.
So basically, I just try finding out as much as I can about my calf beforehand.
Yep.
Someone else ran it, I'll watch it.
Okay.
And if it's a real fast runner, then scoring will normally be just see it move.
Yeah.
So once when I see it move, then I know I can drop my hand and get out there. But if it's a slower one, then I'll see either like a hip or a shoulder. So that's just scoring based off of that and when I know I can leave.
Okay. You got a horse that'll move.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
He gets out and goes.
Yes.
Track's good.
Yes.
Put you in position.
Yeah.
How many
Absolutely.
swings?
Well, right now we're kind of just all over the place, just trying to get
Yeah.
them. You know what I
Perfect.
mean? But
Perfect.
right now just jumping it over. So normally about 4 or 5, I'd say.
4 swings.
Yeah.
And you start swinging as soon as you nod your head.
Yes.
Okay. And how close you want to be to the cap before you throw? Perfect run.
Yeah.
Perfect
Yeah,
run.
just not too close where I can't see the head, but not too far back where
Okay.
my rope can't reach that
Yeah,
far.
yeah.
It just comes naturally for you to know.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh,
yeah.
it's perfect.
Yep.
And you got pictures of you
Yes.
doing this? Can I get some pictures so we can put it up?
Absolutely,
Okay,
yes.
perfect. That's absolutely excellent. And the horse knows as soon as you throw, he stops?
Yes. We are getting there, absolutely.
Okay.
Yep.
So, okay, that's that finish you're talking about.
Yes.
And does he sit down and stop?
Yes, he does.
He does.
It's beautiful.
It is. When it works, my goodness. And then you keep your hands out, and that rope actually breaks away, hence the name,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
What do you use, like kite string or something like that to attach it to the saddle horn?
Yes.
A little cotton
Yep.
string.
Yeah.
A little what?
Cotton string.
Cotton string?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, absolutely. Great. So, 3 events, 3 different horses,
Mm-hmm.
right? Logan, you're in. We're going to shift to Logan now. First off, freshman in high school.
Yep.
Yeah. First year high school rodeo.
Yep.
You rode junior high rodeo,
Yes, sir.
okay, which is part of the National High School Rodeo Association.
Absolutely.
Right.
They do have their finals.
They do.
They do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that in Des Moines?
So we were in Des Moines one year, and then we were in Atlanta, Perry, Georgia for the last 2 years.
Okay.
And they're heading back to Des Moines, Iowa
Yeah.
for 2 more years.
For
coming
2
up.
more years. Now, are you still eligible, Logan, since you're a freshman in high school to ride junior high, or no?
No, I'm not.
No. And how many years eligibility do you have in high school?
4.
4?
Yes.
Okay. And so this is your first year going in, and you are a calf roper.
Yes, sir.
Are you riding Carlene's horse?
No, I'm not allowed to.
You're not allowed to.
No.
And it's full tie down roping.
Yes, sir.
You're gonna catch, you're gonna tie.
Yep.
Okay, for our listeners.
Yeah.
Okay? Calf's loaded.
Yep.
Are you practicing?
Yes, sir.
Where do you practice?
I practice at Timmy Buckmeyer's.
And how many minutes does it take for you to get there?
11 minutes and 30 seconds exactly.
Really? So you're slower than your sister. I wonder what happened there.
She has longer legs.
That could be. That could be what it is. So you practice every day at the Buckmeyer's?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what's a typical day look like when you go practice? 20 minutes of warm up.
Yep. 20 minutes of warm up, and then usually the women have to rope first because you gotta save the best for last.
Oh.
And then
Oh wow! Now wait a minute. Let me make sure I Yeah. Let me make sure I got this right. I think you broke up there just a little bit. So if I'm not mistaken, you said the women, your sister,
Yes.
ropes first.
Yeah.
And then you rope last. Why?
Because I'm not better
No,
than her.
what did you say? What did you say?
Because you have to save the best for last.
Save the best for last. Absolutely.
I think he's just a gentleman and ladies go first.
Okay. All right.
Because he has to push the calves, load them.
So 20 minutes of warm up, get the calf loaded. You're helping out. Boom, boom, boom. Step us through backing the horse in the box. Right-handed roper.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Tell me about your horse.
My horse's name is Pip, and we're also, me and Timmy Buckmeyer and I are training a horse called Sweepy.
Sweepy.
Yes, sir.
Sweepy. Pip.
Pip is my main calf roping horse.
PIP.
Yep.
So you got a main and you got a reserve calf roping horse?
And
Wow.
Pip actually was the last horse that Bernie Buckemeyer ever trained.
Is that right?
Yes.
Yep.
That Bernie Buckemeyer trained. Oh, my goodness. How old is Pip?
16.
16. Still good using age,
Yep.
right? So back him in the box.
Yep.
Right-handed roper. Where's your loop?
It's under my arm, and then I have my hand on the saddle horn.
Hand on saddle horn.
Yep.
Left hand on the reins.
Yep.
You got rope and reins on there, right? They're continuous.
Yes, sir.
Not split reins.
Nope.
Now, that'd be tough, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Pig and string.
Yes, sir.
Okay, for our listeners, tell them what a pig and string is.
So it's kind of like a extra large goat tying string, but it has a loop at the end of it.
Okay, tell our listeners what a goat tying string is.
It's kind of like a rope, but it's stiffer.
Yeah.
And it's either a 4-strand, 3-strand, whatever you prefer.
Not very big. Diameter
Nope.
like a
Yeah.
pencil.
Yep.
Okay. 4 foot long.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And when you get ready, before you step up, and this is one of the coolest things calf ropers do, what do you do with that pig and string? First off, where do you put the tail?
I put the tail through my middle back
Yeah.
belt loop.
Yeah.
And then I make the loop about the size of my hand, and then I stick where the tip of the pig and string is in my mouth.
What? Now back up a little bit.
Yeah.
Pig and string in your mouth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where the hooey is.
Well,
not the hooey,
do you
the-
wipe the
where the
hooey
Honda-
off before you put it?
Or where the Honda is.
Oh, where the Honda is.
Yeah.
And the Honda is,
At the end of the rope.
is that like a knot that creates
Yeah.
a loop?
Yeah, it's like
okay. The
kind-
Honda.
Yeah, the exact same as like a
Okay.
roping rope.
Okay. And every time you go, you have a fresh rope, pig and string before you
No,
go?
I've been using the same one for a year now.
Okay, perfect. And then you have wet wipes that before you go?
No,
No.
I just hang it up in the tack room when I'm done with it.
Okay. And to be clear, what do you do with that pig and string? Go ahead, Sam.
Well, it is the immune system for the cowboys.
Oh, I see.
Absolutely.
Well done. I like that. Yeah. So, okay, pig and string,
Yep.
and it's got a fuzzy end to it,
Yes, sir.
kind of frayed, kind of cool.
Yeah. Yep.
So stick it through your belt loop.
Uh-huh.
Center belt loop only, just
Yeah.
one belt loop.
Yes, sir.
Got to be the center.
Yes, sir.
Why?
Because then if you put it on your side one, then it just sticks out too far and it can mess up your roping.
Okay, and then it comes around your right side,
Yes, sir.
and the loop goes up by the Honda,
Yep.
goes in your mouth.
In your mouth, correct.
Absolutely. Got the cowboy hat on.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And why do you carry it there?
Because it's when you go to flank them,
Yeah.
it's easier to grab because your hand's coming up. So then you can just grab them and then string their front leg.
Okay.
So have you ever done the Ryan Jarrett and done it from the belt?
I've practiced, but
Okay.
I've never practiced enough to do it like that.
Okay. And what is from the belt? I don't understand.
Well, as you said, Doug,
Yeah.
you asked me what were some good cowboys that's been to Attica. And
Yeah.
Ryan
Jarrett
has,
comes out of Carolinas, right?
Georgia.
Georgia.
Now he's in Oklahoma, but PRCA all-around world champion.
Yep.
And he is the only one that does it from the belt loop that is in the top of the country.
Okay.
So he'll put it through his front two and through the back. And
Okay.
instead of coming from his mouth, he just goes from there.
Okay.
And goes from there, as you can see. As I said, he just goes from his, pulls the picking string out of his.
Yeah.
And I just kind of associated that with maybe the string wasn't the cleanest.
Yeah.
From milking the cows that day, that he had it in his, carrying it on him.
Yeah.
So he decided to do it that way.
Well, wise man.
But a few years ago at the NFR, and this was made a big deal.
Really?
The calf was running up against the fence.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys remember this, but instead of roping the calf like this, he had to swing it backwards and caught the calf.
Backward loop and caught.
And caught it and tied it.
Yeah.
It was, I mean, everybody was blowing up on it over TV.
And do pick up the fact this young man competed at the Attica Rodeo.
Oh, wow.
On his way to the NFR and the World Championship. So a lot of great cowboys have come through that arena. Okay. Back to it, Logan. Got any pictures with you in the pick and string?
I do.
Cowboy hat on?
Yes,
backed
sir.
in, loop under your right arm, reins in your left hand, looking pretty cool?
Yes, sir. I do.
Focused?
Yep.
Ready to run?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what do you look for in the calf?
I look for wherever how fast the calf runs or how slow it goes.
Okay. And before you go?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And so you run at the barrier.
Yes, sir.
How many times you break the barrier?
All depends on if I'm kicking hard enough or if I'm not kicking hard enough, and then how fast the calf is or how slow the calf is.
Yeah. Do you work on how quickly the horse leaves the box?
Yes, sir, I do.
Yeah. And I had read the American Quarter Horse, known for its powerful hind quarters, has the ability to accelerate very quickly.
Yes, sir, they
You
do.
ride quarter horses, do you?
Yes, we do.
Okay, perfect. And Pip.
Yep.
Pip. Pip's your main horse right now.
Yes, sir, he is.
And we'll get to the reserve here in just a moment, okay?
Okay.
But Pip's 16. You know, if you're going to be a calf roper, you got to have horses. You're hauling horses. You got a reserve behind it. Maybe he's got a third one yet. We don't even know. Okay, but the pros, when they go down the road, they got to be prepared. So the calf leaves.
Yes, sir.
You go. The horse goes. What now?
I'm really worried about getting up and not sitting down when I rope him. I get up, keep my tip down, my shoulder up, and I rope him. And then I throw my slack out and then work on stepping down.
Okay, so let's break all that down.
Okay.
You said get up, don't sit down. So get up on the front of the saddle,
Yes,
step
sir.
up into your stirrups.
Yes, sir.
Put the weight on the ball of your feet. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
And tip down.
Tip down.
Tip of your hat.
No, tip of my rope. So if you're having your tip like straight up in the air, then it's like not really going to go down there.
I don't know what a tip of a rope is.
It's the end of the rope.
And-
Like when you have the circle of the rope,
The
you're
loop.
swinging it. Yeah.
The loop.
The loop.
Okay.
And you're swinging it. And you want it to be down more towards like the horse's ear,
Yeah.
not as much above your head, or else.
Okay. So
harder to throw.
you are staying pretty low with this. You're not up here over your head. You're down pretty low with this. Horse goes where it needs to go. It tracks.
Yes, sir.
Does what it needs to do. 16-year-old Pip gets where he needs to go.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You make the catch.
Yep.
And the rope, unlike the breakaways, attached to the saddle horn.
Yes, sir.
Horse sets up.
Yep.
What do you do?
I work on throwing my slack out and stepping down smoothly.
What's the slack?
It's the end. It's the rope that you're holding onto.
Okay. And why do you throw the slack?
So it stops the calf faster.
Okay. And buffers, right? A little bit of
Yes.
buffer. We're going to call it, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, one other thing. You got to wear a helmet when you're calf roping?
No, I do not.
You don't?
No.
No. Any of the events you're running, Carlene?
No, not anymore.
No helmets, no protective vests, none of that sort of thing. Okay. Go ahead.
Well, so New York State does have a law
They
that
do.
you do have to under the 18 and under.
Yeah.
But because we rodeo for Pennsylvania, they do not have the law.
Okay.
So they are lucky enough to wear their cowboy hats.
Okay. Perfect.
That was a very tough decision for Mom.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. No, absolutely. And been a lot of change over the years.
Now, let me ask you this, Logan. When you're roping the calf, okay, and you're running up to it, do you rope as quick as you can?
I work on where the horse should be set up and the calf should be set up, so it can be a faster run.
So you don't rope on the gate?
No.
Very good. Now, you're going to get off the horse really fast, right?
Yes, sir.
As quick as you can.
Yep.
Now, when you're getting off, when you're throwing your rope?
I run down the rope as fast as I can.
When do you step off?
Are you getting off when you throw your rope to catch the calf?
No, I hold onto my slack and then I throw it off, and then I step
That's
off.
not my question.
Oh.
Okay, well, I kind of did it. You're trying to get off the horse as quick as you can.
Yes,
right?
yeah.
So you're throwing your rope, and as you're throwing your rope, you're stepping off?
No, I want to rope the calf first.
Not yet.
Well, no, because you sit square in the horse, in the middle of the horse when you rope the calf.
Yeah.
If you're getting off, you've already moved your hand to a
Hand
different
down
angle.
so it goes.
see.
The rope goes down.
I'm just trying to trick you. Good job.
Good job. Excellent. You passed that one.
I've been with you for a long time.
Pardon?
I've been with you for a long time.
So bail off on the proper side. You get off on the left side and then duck under the rope to get to the calf.
I get off on the right side.
Right side. That's the wrong side.
No, that's the right side.
Well, is it if you're just pleasure riding?
No.
No, that'd be the wrong side, wouldn't it? Why do you get off on the right side?
Oh, it's faster.
How so?
Because when you're going down, you have to flank them on the right side. So if you're getting off on the left, then you have to go underneath the rope, and it just slows your process down.
Okay.
And that stops his mom's heart because I'm afraid of him getting caught in the rope.
And the rope, has it? Okay. And Pip works the rope really, really well?
Yes, sir, he does.
Okay, doesn't drag the calf.
Nope.
Just enough tension.
Yes, sir.
So you're able to get down, put your hand on the rope, and run all the way down to the calf.
Yes, sir.
And flank with your right hand. So describe the flanking process for our listeners.
So you want to stay more in the front of the calf because whatever the front of the calf does, the back of the calf does.
Makes
just
sense.
like a truck and a trailer.
Okay.
And the most of the weight's in the front. So you want to more pick up with your legs. Well, you want to pick up, but kind of put your legs up underneath them to get them up and roll them up. And then once you roll them up and push them down back onto the ground, you grab the front leg and string them, and you throw your slack out, or your pig and string out from your belt loop.
From your belt loop. Pig and string goes around one of the front legs. Do you have a preferred leg it goes around?
The front right.
Front right. So the ones that's on top, because the calf is laying on its left side at this point.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what's this calf weigh? Typical?
Typical anywhere between 150 and like 220.
Holy cow.
Well, so has Timmy had you lifting weights when your left arm? Because when I traveled with Joe Beaver, he'd always say, I always lift weights with my left arm to make that to be the strongest because I need that more than my right. So when Joe Beaver, because he never drove, he always sat in the back. So has Timmy had you do that?
No, he hasn't.
Okay, well, Joe Beaver says to do that.
And speaking of this, what physical conditioning are you guys doing for our listeners, just to help learn the skill and build that body strength we need?
I'm mostly working on my stamina because of roping them and then running down as fast as possible and then flanking them. And flanking is a lot in the legs more than your arms.
Yeah.
So every night he stays after school to the workout gym.
Okay.
We'll work out. Mom will hook up the truck and trailer, load the horses, drive down, pick them up from the school, drive to Timmy's at 11 minutes.
In 11 minutes.
Then they rope, and then we come home and they do chores.
Okay.
So he tries to get it all in.
Tries to get it all in. And you're lifting a calf that's upwards of 220 pounds.
Yes, sir.
What do you weigh?
I weigh 158.
158. And do you do like deadlifts and stuff like that?
Yes, I do.
You do?
Yeah.
And so what's the technique? I mean, that's more than your body weight.
Yes, sir.
How do you lift this? How do you lift these calves?
It's mostly in the technique.
Okay. What's that technique? Can you share, or is this secret? You can't share.
You can share.
You can share.
It's mostly getting underneath the calf and picking them up and rolling them. It's a lot easier than you think.
Okay.
Well, it's a lot harder, but it's easier, like, picking them up if you have the right technique.
Yeah. And lift with your back, not with your legs, right?
No, you lift with your legs.
Oh,
right
I'm
back.
sorry. I always get that
You
backwards.
do a good job listening.
He does. He does. He's excellent. He's excellent. So you got the calf flanked.
Yes, sir.
You got the pig and string no longer in your mouth.
Yes, sir.
It's in your right hand, and you've caught the front right leg.
Yes, sir.
As the calf is laying on its left side, head is pointed towards the horse. Horse has got just a touch of tension on the rope.
Yes, sir.
And now, what do you do?
I string them and I throw it out, and then I get my right leg as far out as I can to the back feet, and then I grab the bottom leg and I roll it up onto the top. And it's something called breaking, where you have the bottom in the leg and you use your wrist to move the top leg over, so then it lays like a table. And then you loop them, wrap your pig and string around there one time, another time, and you go around it one more time, and then put it around the two legs, and then pull your hooey.
Okay, pull your hooey. And the hooey is, and I love the word, I do, it's a knot, right?
Yes.
Basically like a slip knot,
Yes,
like a, bow knot, whatever, right? And you're able to do that. What's the goal? How quickly can you tie? So from the time you string the front leg, gather up the two hind legs, make your two wraps.
Yes, sir.
And a hooey.
Yes, sir.
What's your time?
Like totally?
Nope, just on the ground.
Just tying. I think my fastest tying was like a 2.5.
Oh, wow. Okay, this is fast. This is good.
So on vacation, can I interrupt here?
Yeah.
We had to bring the tying dummy with us
Perfect.
in the back of the truck.
Yep.
Drove all the way down to Hilton Head.
Yep.
Brought it into the house.
Perfect.
And
Of course.
I sat there and had to time him
Yeah.
over and over
Yeah.
and over
And that
while
was-
the beach was calling my name.
Absolutely.
And
And I was going to ask, do you have a other than your sisters, do you have a tie down dummy? Is that what it's called? I didn't mean your sister was. No, I mean, but you have thought of tying your sisters like a calf, right?
Yes, I have.
Okay, just to be clear.
I just can picture this as the sun instead of the beach. Her son instead of.
Yeah, I like that. I like
okay,
that.
okay.
Well played. And when you get it all wrapped up and done,
Yep.
what's the next motion?
Throwing my hands up to stop the time as soon as possible.
Yep.
And then getting to my horse as soon as possible.
You stroll back there, do you?
I walk pretty fast.
Do you walk fast? Are you allowed to run?
Yeah, you can.
You can.
Yeah. And then get on the horse and take a couple steps forward to give the calf some tension so
Yep.
they don't choke out.
Yep.
And then that's when the 6-second timer starts.
6 seconds got to
Yep.
remain tied. From the time you sit in that seat,
Yes, sir.
put the slack on it, they start to watch. If the calf kicks free before that 6 seconds is up, what happens?
Then that's a no time.
Okay. So the season kicked off in September.
Yes, sir.
You've been going.
Yep.
Okay. How you been doing?
I've been doing pretty good. I've been either placing 3rd or 4th in the high school rodeos.
Perfect. Catching?
Yes, sir.
No issue catching?
Nope.
Okay. What's the main focus right now then?
Getting a time. Consistency is key.
Getting a time. So consistency in what you do?
Yes.
Consistency in what the horse does?
Yes.
All of it.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. What's your next event?
Breakaway.
So you're doing breakaway also?
Yes, sir.
Same horse?
No, I use the breakaway horse that we trained.
Not Carlene's
Not
breakaway.
Carlene's. No.
When we go to youth rodeos,
Yeah.
he'll do the breakaway.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But you're not tie down roping at that same event. High school rodeo doesn't have breakaway roping for
high school, they do not.
They do not. Okay. Any other events you work in high school?
No, I do not.
Team roping?
I want to get into it, though.
Thinking about it?
Yep.
And you got a roping dummy at the house?
Yes, I do.
Right. And you have a roping dummy at the house, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So do you throw at the house quite a bit, Carlene?
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Do you throw quite a bit?
Yes.
Practice on the roping dummy?
Yep.
You have the one that goes on to a bale of hay?
So we just rope a regular bale of hay. We tip it sideways, if you want to say.
Okay.
But we do have a Smarty dummy. So it's basically the exact same built as a calf, I want to say.
Yeah.
You can rope it on the ground, or there's a sled, and you can set it on a sled and use your horse and
so,
track it.
So like somebody pulls it with like a four-wheeler?
Yes. Yep.
And for calf roping, or can you also practice picking up the hind legs?
Nope, not with this dummy.
No.
We can only breakaway rope it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, we can switch it and put the team roping one on it, and we can team rope with it as well, the head and the back two legs.
Okay. How often are you getting out to rodeos?
I want to say at least twice a month, but we try to hit jackpots every weekend.
You do?
Yes.
Where do you pick up jackpots?
The closest one is usually like an hour, but we have some, a lot in Pennsylvania. We try getting to the closest ones.
Diamond 7,
Yep.
Campbell.
Thank you.
We'll go out to Sundance Arena.
Okay.
Garwood.
Arena in Ohio.
Oh, yeah. Nice
Yes.
arena out there,
Beautiful.
right? Brand new. And when it's jackpot for our listeners, it's open, or is there an age group?
They do most of the time have novice and pro, or if it's over $500 winnings, you're in one group, under it's in another group.
Okay. And jackpot, you put your money in a pot,
Yes.
and whoever wins gets the pot.
The pot.
Yep.
Okay. And in jackpot, you are breakaway roping.
Yes.
You are team roping.
Yes.
Okay. Yes? No?
Yes, when I can.
When you can.
Yeah.
Okay. And then no barrel racing.
Yeah, I do bring
Depends.
my horse to some. Yeah. So I kind of switch it up. So like some weekends I'll go just for breakaway, and then other weekends I'll go just for
Oh, you
barrels.
will?
Yep. So there's Keystone Barrel Classic in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
They have a really good barrel race there.
Barrel race.
And so they have that like at least once a month, and they get a ton of entries as well. So that's a good place to go barrel race that we like to go.
And is that like a 4D barrel racing?
Yes.
So 4D for our listeners, 4D means 4 divisions, breaks up, let's say you have 200
Yep.
barrel racers.
Yes. And so it depends on, sometimes they'll go by like a half a second. So the winner who won it would be in the 1D, and sometimes they'll go like, it all depends on how many there are, but the average is like they'll go out 4 places.
Okay.
So they'll go out 4 places, and then they'll skip like a half a second from what 4th place was, and that's how you will tell what the 2D first place winner is. So it's kind of like almost a luck of the draw depending on how everyone did that day.
Yeah.
Gives a chance for everybody.
Yeah.
To
Gives
win
chance
some
for
money.
everybody. Absolutely.
Yep.
And I could be just fast enough that I'm still in the 1D and not make any money.
Unfortunately, you fall through the cracks.
Absolutely. And the money for 1D, 2D, 3D, 4D all pays kind of the same?
Yes,
Isn't that neat?
it is neat. It's great.
Absolutely. So that, Logan, is kind of like the handicap system I'm talking about for golfing. Okay? How many strokes is your handicap? So we'll get into that. We'll talk about that after this. So you do a little 4D stuff, right?
Yes.
Okay. And like these barrel racings, I mean, there's a lot of contestants.
Absolutely,
like
yeah.
200?
Yeah, the one in Keystone that we go to has close to 500.
And where's Keystone?
Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania.
Just below Benton.
Oh, just below Benton, out by Bloomsburg,
Yes.
Danville, that whole area.
Yes.
Okay, very good. And do you go run then high school? You compete at the Benton Rodeo grounds?
Yeah, we have, last year we had 2 rodeos there.
Okay.
At the Benton, but we also do a youth series.
Okay.
And we're there at least once a month for several months, yeah.
Okay.
We call it our second home, we're there so much.
Yeah.
So
And
that's a junior rodeo.
At Benton.
At Benton. It's called Keystone Junior Rodeo.
Keystone Junior Rodeo. Okay, understood. And then high school. I mean, I'm hearing you guys are traveling like to Maryland, Delaware,
Absolutely. New Jersey, Ohio.
and these are all jackpots you're going to?
No, these are rodeos, pointed rodeos for us.
Pointed rodeos. What sanctioning bodies? Are you riding like IPRA, APRA?
No, high school.
High school.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I don't okay.
So we do multi-states. So
You do?
multi-states is,
Thank you.
so like when we go to Maryland, we'll be with like Maryland, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Ohio. So it's
Virginia.
a lot of them. It's almost like a mini nationals is what we
love
call it.
I love it.
Yes.
And whatever you win, you take home for points, and that goes towards Pennsylvania?
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect.
And it's only
I had no idea.
Oh.
This is very cool.
Yeah, I've had many conversations because I've always wanted to bring like a northeast, east of the Mississippi, the whole thing together, and we just couldn't do it anyway.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if these kids don't get out and see other things,
Oh, my.
they won't know
You bet.
what to do.
You
so
bet.
National High School Rodeo has started that. So they have taken your idea and ran with it. And we had the Buckeye Legacy Rodeo the past 2 years, and that was for the Northeastern. All of us would go to Garwood Arena and compete. And so they did the last 2 years. And Indiana was there, Michigan was there, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Virginia, and now Pennsylvania has it this year.
Oh, wow.
And it's called the Keystone Legacy, and it will be in April.
Okay.
And so the whole Northeastern,
And where?
it's in Keystone Classic Rodeo, like right there at Bloomsburg.
Oh, at the Keystone place.
Yes.
And when I moved to Georgia, when we bought the place in Georgia, I went and talked to him in Perry about doing this Eastern United States High School Rodeo. And then they went with the junior high finals.
Okay. Which was great. And
Oh,
now
yeah.
Perry does the southeast region for a large rodeo
Yes,
as
I
well.
know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I like it there in Perry.
Yeah?
we were only about 45 minutes south of there.
Lucky. That would have been
Really
awesome.
nice. Really nice.
So, how are you guys traveling? Okay, meaning rig. You got a horse trailer with living quarters. I hope. I mean, you guys are out a bunch.
Yes,
Yep.
we do. So we have a Peterbilt that pulls it.
Nice.
Don't ask me any more than that. I just know the
Okay.
name of it.
Okay. Seats 4, really super comfortable.
Yes, it has a nice big seat in the back that lays down as a couch or
That's
as a
right.
bed.
Okay.
So when we do take those long trips, it's nice that we can lay down and shut our eye before the next one drives.
Yeah.
And then we do have a living quarters.
And who
trailer.
drives?
Both Shannon and I.
You do.
We say my mom has a graveyard shift because my dad always gives it to her at like about 11 o'clock, and then she's got to drive through the night.
But he stays up and talks to her and keeps her awake.
Oh, no. And we do not stop on the way unless we're there for fuel. So it definitely stinks with the Peterbilt because we'll go several hours.
I was going to say.
Yeah, my dad will not stop. Like, I mean, the average that we're going before he stops is normally 5 to 7 hours.
What?
Yeah, no stopping, no food.
Where's the bathroom?
We gotta hold it, let me tell you.
Are you serious?
It is painful, yeah.
Oh, my
Unless he
gosh.
has to go to the bathroom. If he's got to go to the bathroom, that's
Oh.
another statement.
I'd
but
be slipping him drinks now. I'd be.
Kids, tell them tote her home.
Yeah.
Tote her
Oh,
home.
that's-
Tote her home.
Bathroom's
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
Best thing I did.
Yeah. Don't
Believe
even
me,
have to leave.
he's been checking them out.
I'll bet. And pull a gooseneck, I take it, right? How many horse?
4 horse.
4 horse. So you're full when you leave?
We're
Yes.
full.
Always? You don't pull the dividers and put a 5th one in?
no.
No.
We would love to, but
Yeah. Yeah. So you're going to stay 4 horse, you're thinking?
no, we need more.
What do you need?
We would like 5.
5. 5
Yes.
will get it done right.
Yes.
Okay.
There's always wanting more room for horses. but
Never enough.
Never enough room.
And you got living quarters.
Yes.
Okay. What's that like? Pop or slide out and everything? Comfortable when you get there?
Very
Yes.
comfortable.
Okay. You're not stopping and eating a lot of restaurants.
No.
You're making your own food. You're doing your own grocery shopping, all that sort of thing.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Making dinner right there.
Okay. And most rodeos, you're there Friday, Saturday, Sunday kind of a thing?
Yes.
It is.
Okay. And the most places you go to, electricity and everything, you got generators. You're all set, though.
Generators.
Generators. Okay. Now, your other daughter that we haven't even talked about, your youngest, tell us about her.
Makenna.
Yeah.
She is my spicy little redhead. And she as well is into barrel racing, but has taken on to breakaway roping naturally.
Really?
Yeah, she is a left-handed person, but Tim made sure she ropes with her right hand.
She does.
She does rope with
Okay.
her right hand.
And?
She's phenomenal. At
Okay.
the age of 10, She has moved
She's
up.
got a natural loop.
Really?
It's pretty cool to watch.
Natural loop.
Yes.
She just got the
Her
arm for
swing
it.
is amazing.
Really? And she's 10 years old. Is she junior high yet or junior rodeo?
So she's junior rodeo.
Junior rodeo.
They did open it up to 5th graders. I felt she was too young. I wanted her to have a little bit more practice and then move on.
For sure. But she's running with you guys at the barrel races?
Yes, she does. At the youth rodeos.
At the youth rodeo. She goes along to the high school stuff, and says, I could do this. Why don't you let me do this?
Every time, yep. I could
This is
be
what
out
you
there,
need
Mom.
to do differently.
Yes,
Yeah.
that is true.
Yeah, this is what you
And
need to work on.
She practices with us
Yeah.
every day at Tim's.
So barrel racer, breakaway roper, practice. So you're hauling 3 horses every day
Yes.
from your place down, 11 minutes, I know. And all in, all done, couple hours by the time you get back to the house?
Yep, normally it's 2 hours.
2 hours?
Yes.
Chore time. How long do chores?
So we all split it up pretty evenly. Logan's got the cows, and then Makenna and I normally take the horses. So it normally takes us, I want to say, like an hour if we were to do it in total.
About an hour to do all the chores.
Yes.
Okay. How many head of cattle you got?
We got, I think, just about 20. 10 Scottish Highlanders, 5 heifers and Angus.
Herefords.
Yeah, Herefords and Angus. And then we have, I think,
5 jerseys.
7 jerseys.
Oh, so
7 jerseys.
22.
22. You milking the jerseys?
No, they're too young, but we're feeding them milk.
They're bottle calves.
Yeah, they're bottle
We're
calves.
raising them so we can rope them.
Oh, well done. Supply your own. I
Yep.
love it. I love it. What haven't we talked about? My goodness, we've covered a lot of ground. When are you going again?
Our next one
is the farm show
Oh,
in
Harrisburg.
January. Yes.
Oh, what a
Harrisburg.
great arena. Have you guys rode in that arena?
Yes, we've been there a couple times. I do not have the best of luck, but in that arena.
Yeah.
Yes, the farm show. What a great arena. What a mess to get in and out of. And
Is it
go
tough to get
a-
in and out right now?
An event.
At that time, yes, with the snow and the ice, and always trying to get out of our driveway safely, because we
That
are at such a
time of the
hill.
year.
That time of year makes
That
it
time
tough.
of the year. Yeah.
It in traffic down there, it's crazy. Find a parking spot. But I took my daughter down there one year before I did the rodeo,
Yeah.
and it was ice. We had to stop halfway because you couldn't drive anymore. It's that time of year.
Yeah, yeah,
God bless
for
you.
sure.
Have fun, kids, because your parents are doing it. For you.
Absolutely.
Hence, I heard Sam say once.
Well, after that, I put the rodeo on.
Oh, that's right.
Then it wasn't so bad. I could get there a couple days early, take care of the stock, and you could be settled in. But
Yep. Yep.
it only took me once to say, I think I'll bid this.
Yeah. And then finally, Logan, you said you got another horse you're training for calf roping. Tell us a little bit about this horse.
So she's a 2-year-old, and
Oh, wow.
we just bought her a year ago.
Where'd you find her? What state?
She came 45 minutes away from our house.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Okay. Good breeding.
Yes, sir.
Good. And so have you started her?
Yes, we
you
have.
doing some light riding?
Yeah, about a half a year now. We've been working on her.
Okay. You do groundwork and that sort of thing with her on,
Yes, sir.
circling and that sort of thing?
Yes, sir.
She's handling well?
Yep.
What do you like about her?
Her stop's really smooth. It's
Okay.
not choppy.
Okay. How big's she going to get?
Not really big.
Okay.
Like maybe 14.3.
Okay. All right. So one last question. Carlene, what's your goal for the 2024 rodeo season, which we're already into? What's your goal? What's a perfect season look like?
To make it to nationals, I want to place well. I would definitely like to be in the top 40 when we make it to nationals, but my goal is to be in the top 20 and
top
make
20.
it back to the short go.
In all 3 events that you're going?
Preferably just breakaway roping.
Just breakaway. That's
Yes.
your main goal.
That's my main, yeah.
Okay, that's the one.
Yes.
Okay. Excellent. And you got your plan put together on what's going to take to hit that goal?
Yep, I've got it pretty well planned out. I'd like to make it back for the Junior Patriot Rodeo that they have in Texas as well next year for January. So
Where's that? Is that a high school level?
No.
That's pro.
That's Fort Worth. It's
Will Rogers Arena.
Yes.
In Fort Worth.
Oh, in Fort Worth.
Yeah.
Okay.
I took Colton there for about 3 years, and it's phenomenal. The kids there and how good they are. It's really good.
Okay.
Really good for them.
And have you guys looked at, speaking of, now that's high school age, Sam?
Yeah, they do. Actually, the Patriot goes all the way through.
Oh, it does?
But they do youth events.
Oh, they do?
So this is the junior Hui Patriot. And Carlene made it down there for goat tying a couple of years ago.
Oh,
so she
wow.
has competed down there for that.
Okay. And just so you know, before we move off the subject of goat tying, back in 1960, Sam was the typical cowboy in the Little Britches Rodeo, Colorado Springs,
Littleton. It was a suburb of Denver.
To Denver. And you know what event put him into the top to win that trophy that was actually taller than him at the time? What event? Ask him. Go ahead.
What event was it?
Goat tying.
Oh,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Didn't matter about the bull riding or bareback
No.
riding. No, just goat time.
Just goat time.
Of course.
Just goat time. So, Logan, your goal for the year, calf roping.
My goal is to win rookie for my freshman year and make it to nationals.
So, rookie in Pennsylvania.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Make it to the nationals.
Yes, sir.
To do that, you got to be in the top 4 in this state.
Correct.
You're currently placing seconds and thirds, I'm hearing.
Yes, sir.
So, we got to do a little more first and seconds, maybe?
Yes, sir.
Possible?
Yes.
Got a plan?
Yep.
Put it in place?
I will.
Okay, very good. And then, have you guys heard of the International Finals Youth Rodeo in Shawnee, Oklahoma in July?
I have seen advertisements for it, but I have not looked into it. Is it amazing?
It's amazing. It's been going on. We'll let Sam talk about it. Both Colton and Dalen went there.
Yes, but I never made it because it was in July. And
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. But they say it's phenomenal. I've had people say that, go to the high school finals. They say this is better than the high school finals.
Yeah.
Maybe because you can win money.
Real money, like upwards. There's total prize money, like $250,000, I believe. Big money.
Yeah. I think Stetson won over $12,000 when he left there.
As a high schooler.
Yeah.
And it's high school level. Shawnee, Oklahoma in July. Check it out. That Peterbilt will head that way. It'll do just fine on 70 on your way down. It'll do just fine. So we're going to get you qualified for the Nationals. Carlene, we're going to get you qualified for the Nationals. Or Makenna, we're going to do what? What's her goal?
What's her goal?
Yeah.
To win for breakaway again in her youth rodeo next year.
Okay, excellent. And then I got to ask Melanie, what's your goal for 2024?
To keep up with the kids.
There you go.
Yes.
And stay awake on those overnight drives. Please be safe.
Yeah.
Please be safe. Well, this has been a hoot. I'm so glad you guys come out to BTC North, right? Our recording studio here at the Rawhide Ranch. And to our listeners, we hope that you enjoyed our conversation about the past and future of this rodeo family. If you do, please share it with your friends. To make your listening easier, you can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube. Search for Beyond the Chutes and follow us. And we would like to say thank you to ParaSight Systems for their support with our podcast. ParaSight System is a push-button parasitic diagnostic system for pasture animals, horses, cattle, goats, sheep, and chickens. And for your companion animals, your dogs and your cats, you can find them at ParaSight System, that's P-A-R-A, sight like vision, S-I-G-H-T, systems.com. And we've got a coupon for 50% off your test kits. BTC 023. Go online, order those test kits, check out ParaSight Systems, and use that coupon. This is Beyond the Chutes with
Melanie Domes,
Logan Domes,
Carlene Domes,
Sam Swearingen.
Until next time, this is Doug Simcox. Thank you for listening.